time. All right, we're here in Carlsbad, and I always think it's odd when they say we've got a gentleman here who needs no introduction, and then they choose to introduce them. But Roger Cleveland is the man when it comes to wedges.
Well, one of them anyway.
Well, yeah, but synonymous, at least from my era, and I go way, way back playing some of your original wedges years and years ago, but we appreciate you taking the time to come on GolfWRX and talk about new Callaway products. Well, we love what you do, and we've got some new exciting wedges for 2012, so tell us a little bit about some of your thoughts and ideas on what you decided to change and put into them.
Well, the folks here decided we should have another product line of wedges, and the wedge category is to me a category that needs options, and so this is another line for an option for you and for the golfer. And we have a previous one called Jaws that had a lot of bounce and a C grind, and so we wanted to create a wedge, a forged wedge, and that had a little bit different look, and so it has a little bit straighter leading edge, okay, and some players like that, and so we wanted to offer that for them. It has a little bit bigger face, area on the face, which gives you confidence, and a straighter leading edge right here. And a lot of people like that. The Jaws has more of a radius, or a tighter radius, and some people like that. So we wanted to give them some options.
Options are always good,
especially in the wedge category where you're trying to save a.
Well, you've got guys that are diggers, guys that are pickers, and
well, then you go into bounce options,
sure.
And these are we've always been kind of criticized because we have a lot of bounce, and bounces. I've always said bounce is your friend. You need to use the sole rather than the leading edge. You never want to contact the leading edge first. You want to use the bottom of the sole, and so this has a little bit less bounce, okay, and it's a blended C grind, and it's a C grind where we relieve the heel and the toe, very much like we have done in the Jaws, like this Jaws 54, where the heel is relieved in the toe. This is the same grind on this wedge, but it's been blended, so it's softer. So, but it has a little bit less bounce for those who play in some firm sand and firm grass areas in Texas and the.
Well, and they're starting out early in the spring when you're coming out of cold weather and the bunkers haven't been raked up and fresh sand hasn't been added. It's nice to know that while that bounce is your friend, it's not bouncing up into the ball and hitting a skull shot.
You still need to use the bottom of the sole, but just not as much when the conditions are tough.
Very good.
Firm. So we have, the technology. We've always had this technology where we have more grooves, more edges that you have, contacting the ball, the more spin you have, and we have now a lot of people copying this because it does work. And so we're proud of that. We have 21 grooves versus some people just have 15, and so this is a real advantage. Out of the fairway, there's not much difference, but when you get into the semi-rough, there's a lot of difference, as much as 2,000 RPM versus some of our major competitors. So that's very critical.
And with the rule change that they put in, made a big difference. What that means is
trajectory and control when you add spin like that. And the lofts we have are 48 through 64 in 2-degree increments. Okay, so we because everybody has a different setup in their wedges, and kind of the easy way to develop a proper wedge setup is that the irons today are getting stronger and stronger. Your pitching wedge. I'd like to think I'm hitting it farther. It's just, the manufacturers are making the lofts a little stronger. So
we discussed that too, because they're looking for that optimum window to get the flight of the ball through. So.
Well, that fits into my category because I love it because it's more wedges. Because your pitching wedge is going down to, let's say, 46 degrees, and depending upon if you're a strong player, you should really use a 60. So you got that window of 46 and 60. If you're not so strong, if you're getting, like me, up and a little bit older, look at 58. So you got to look at how far you hit it, okay? But whatever that 58 or 60 to your pitching wedge. You take that number of degrees and divide it by 2 if you want 3 wedges, or more if you want more wedges, and so you gap them correctly. And we have the different lofts to fit those gaps, like 58, 54, 58 if you want that, or 52, 58, depending upon what you want to fit your system. Or if you want 4 wedges, like a Phil Mickelson or a strong player that wants to have really score and tighten those gaps, we have the ability to do that.
Which is nice. So now we're adding bounces, a lot of options,
Right.
lofts, a lot of options.
Right, and we have
material as far as.
well, we have a carbon steel is always
okay.
carbon steel, which
Yeah.
is a 1020. It's the softest. It's the best material, the most feedback of any material for a wedge. Okay, but we have created some different finishes for you. This is a copper finish, and this you're going to wear through this, and when you wear through it, it's really kind of cool. You go through to the base material, and you'll wear an area where you hit the ball, and it's very, very neat.
Nice patina, and then
Yep.
comes out with more of a raw finish. So a lot of guys think that they'll get more spin even that way when it's roughed up a little.
Yeah, it gets, well, that's, some of the greats used to have them roughed up for sure. We won't go into that, but we have another finish which is a nickel, a dark nickel, and then with a trivalent chrome on top of that, which is a very nice finish as well, that goes with our forged irons as well as the irons that we polish.
Super.
So,
Well,
nice set.
Absolutely, and I know the guys on the site are excited about new products from Callaway Golf in 2012, and we really appreciate you, Roger, taking the time to,
Greg, it's a
to
pleasure.
visit with us.
Nice
It's
to be
always
here.
good to see you.
Thank
We'll
you.
go see you at the show, maybe.
Absolutely, I'll
Super.
be there.
We look forward to it.
Happy New Year to everybody.
Super. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Greg.